Max brightness.
Oh, right. I was looking over here. Yeah, me too. We're watching this target on you, yeah.
So if you saw, he hit the plate 5 times, and the two that he missed, hit the spot. They hit the spot.
The Vortex CROSSFIRE II 1-4. What do I think about it? I think if you're on a budget, or if you want to get into a 1-4 and you're not too sure what to get, this is a good option for you. And why? Well, first off, its price. The non-illuminated version is about $160. The illuminated version, like I have here, is about $200. And do I think the illuminated version is worth it? For me personally, I do. I don't do a lot of shooting at night, but every once in a while I do go to the range when it's overcast or cloudy. And you know what? The illumination does work pretty good when it's starting to become dusk out. At nighttime, you could definitely use it, but during the day, like a really bright sunny day, you're not going to notice it at all. However, I don't consider the illumination to be a con, really. For the price point that you're paying on this, you can't expect a whole lot. As a result, you'll see a lot of color distortion coming from the back lens, especially when you're in direct sunlight or any sort of artificial light for that matter, and it is pretty obvious. Another thing to note is, as far as the cons go anyway, is just how far you have to rotate the magnification ring to get from 1x to 4x. It's past 180 degrees, and you could see it takes a long time to get there. If you were to buy this scope, I would highly recommend a cattail if they make one. Another thing, the 1x isn't a true 1x. Again, no real surprises. It's at least a 1 1/4, probably even a 1 1/2. You really start to notice at closer ranges, like inside 20, 30 yards. Past 50 yards, it's not that noticeable, and it probably won't make that much of a difference for you. But if you're using this inside close quarters, yeah, I can see it being an issue. However, other than that, the build quality on it's really nice. The illumination turret is very stiff, but it does turn, obviously. But I'm sure that'll wear in time if you use it a lot. I also really like the turrets. They both look great. They both feel great. They both turn really nice. And nice audible clicks. These are half MOA adjustable turrets, which for me is perfect because a scope like this, again, you don't need a whole lot of fine adjustment. I do like the reticle because I do like a very simple and plain reticle. And this has a very finite dot in the middle of a fine crosshair. It is a little small for some people. I lent this out to a few people and they liked it, but it's a little hard to pick up sometimes. But for me, I really like it. What do I recommend this scope for? I recommend this scope for someone that wants to get into a 1-4 without spending a whole lot of money. Seeing if they like the idea or the premise of a 1x to a 4x or even a 6x scope. Get your feet wet sort of deal. I think it would be great on a 22, on a plinker, on a trainer, on an airsoft gun, a gun that you're going to just throw around, hand to other people and let them shoot. I think it's worth it. It has its cons, it has its pros. I like it. You might hate it. That's entirely up to you. I do think it's worth it. I'm probably going to end up keeping this and throwing this on one of my 22s. I'm going to throw it on a rifle that I'm going to just hand to someone and say, here, shoot all day long. And if you drop it, I'm not going to cry about it. The glass quality is decent enough. Yeah, it does have some pink hueing around it at 4x. So what? It's there's a $195 scope or thereabouts. So that is my review of the Crossfire II by Vortex 1-4 by 24 with illumination. I do recommend the illumination for the extra $40 or so because there will be times when it's overcast or dark out and you would like it. Trust me, it'll come in handy. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. If you can, please consider supporting me on Patreon. I am a completely individually funded, and that is why it takes me so long to get these reviews out. Plus, I like to put the scopes through their paces. I like to shoot them on a couple of guns and make sure that they hold up, and this one certainly has. Tracking, by the way, on this has been perfectly fine. I didn't do a tracking test video on this only because I didn't feel I needed to. Usually with the 1-4s, you're going to set it and forget it anyway. Thank you very much for watching. See you again next time.